back to Major Misconduct. I'm the Major Scott Taylor. That's the Misconduct Curt Keelback. We are live from the Sal's on Leela, the Salisbury House on Leela. And breakfast was tremendous today.
Always is.
Always come and have blueberry pancakes, and the sausages, they're great. Wonderful. It's a nice day in Winnipeg. Notice I didn't say lovely this time, so don't rip me. It is a nice day in Winnipeg. And I wonder how long it's going to be a nice day for Peyton Manning.
Sometimes it depends what kind of... Oh, never mind. Go ahead. How are you saying that? Go ahead. Yeah, Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning has played for the Indianapolis Colts for his entire career. He has liked it in Indianapolis. He has played well for Indianapolis. He's won them a Super Bowl. Indianapolis is not a big market. By March 7th, we will know whether or not Peyton Manning continues to play for the Indianapolis Colts, or else, we know they're going to draft Andrew Luck with the first draft pick. My guess, my gut feeling, is that Manning will play someplace else next year. But I think it's very interesting. We talked earlier about Rick Nash in Columbus. We talked about Ilya Kovalchuk in Atlanta. We talk about guys who play in smaller markets, and Indianapolis is a small market in the NHL, and have made their careers there, made the teams better than they probably would have been otherwise. Do you think that losing Peyton Manning is a bigger loss for Peyton Manning or a bigger loss for the city of Indianapolis?
That's a bigger loss for the city of Indianapolis.
Yes.
But, having said that, it's a good deal for the Indianapolis Colts, because there's no sense paying a guy $28 million to basically be a mentor of your quarterback of the future. They can better put that $28 million to use in acquiring some other targets or some protective elements in the way of blockers for Andrew Luck when he comes along. So, no, I'm totally convinced that there's no way it would be foolhardy to pay Peyton Manning $28 million if you can get away without doing it and move him to another.
Well, of course, the most interesting part about that is you're probably going to have to pay Andrew Luck about $22 to $24 million. If you kept Peyton Manning, you'd be looking at $50 million for two quarterbacks. Yeah. And that's before you've paid Manning's salary. That's a $28 million bonus that's due on March 8th. He will be gone by March 7th. Now, an opportunity for everybody out there, and we should all get involved here in Canada. On this side of the border, I know we're on the worldwide interwebs, but we have a great opportunity in Canada. The folks who run the Green Bay Packers have figured out a way through the Canadian regulatory laws that we can now buy shares in the Green Bay Packers.
Wow.
It's $250 a share with a $35 handling charge, $285. You, Curt Keelback, can own a chunk of the Green Bay Packers.
And for that, I get what?
You can call General Manager Thompson and say, trade Aaron Rodgers.
Oh.
And you know what his response would be?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Who the hell are you?
I think it's very cool that you can own a chunk of the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, and I can understand, people wanting to do that sort of thing. And, and it's a great deal for the Green Bay Packers. It's obviously an income producer. And, that's a great way to enhance the coffers.
I think it's tremendous and would be very, very interesting. If there were a lot of changes in Green Bay, there probably won't be, but there are going to be probably, my guess is, 3 interesting receivers available. Randy Moss has said he's coming back. He's looking for a job. Terrell Owens still wants a job.
No, he's trouble.
Terrell Owens still wants a job. What's New England going to do about Wes Welker? They owe him a pile of money. The new contract. Does Wes Welker leave the New England Patriots?
Well, Tom Brady's a big fan.
If he catches the pass in the Super Bowl, there's no question.
There's no question, but, he normally would have. And Tom Brady's a big fan of his, from all I understand. I guess it depends what else they have in the wings.
But Randy Moss.
Would you rather have Wes Welker?
I'd rather have Wes Welker. But,
yes.
But if I were the New England Patriots, and Bill Belichick didn't dislike Randy Moss, he made a deal for Randy Moss at the end of the run because of the situation. But the reality is that Moss could help that team. Another veteran receiver who wouldn't play every down anyway. I mean, Moss isn't going to play 100 downs a game. He's probably going to play half that tops. He's the type of player that would help that team. Now, you talk to so many NFL experts, so-called experts, and they tell you that Terrell Owens is a better selection than Randy Moss.
Well, yeah, I mean, they talk about his immense talent, but he's always had a bit of been a problem, let's face it.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
but he wasn't a problem as last year.
Maybe with Belichick there, it changes because he kind of rules. Where's that hoodie, and he gets he gets a lot of respect.
There is a lot going on in the National Football League, and there will be a lot more going on as we get down toward the NFL draft, which comes April 26th. We know that Andrew Luck's going to go first. Probably Robert Griffin III is going to go second or third. It'll be very, very interesting to see what happens in that NFL draft, and we'll talk more about it as we close in on April 26th. When we come back, we want to talk about something that is very near and dear to our hearts, how loud the damn rinks are. They're so damn loud. And I'm not just an old guy whining about this. I have a reason for my beef, and we'll talk about that when we come back next. This is Major Misconduct, live from the Salisbury House on Leela in Winnipeg, Manitoba.